Destroy Lonely just released his debut album, No Stylist, and I feel like this one is pretty disappointing to me. Although I do like a lot of Destroy Lonely's songs, I feel like this one had a lot of, boring and kind of generic ones, and he really didn't bring the energy. I feel like he kind of just phoned this one in, and he just wanted to release a debut album when he was going on his first, real tour with Ken Carson. So, I didn't really like this album, but I thought production on some songs were pretty good. But let's start off with Jet Lagged. I don't actually hate this one, but I just think it's kind of boring. I feel like the beat is pretty solid, but Lone is a little bit bored on it. But it's not that bad. It's a pretty solid song, but it's not bad. Next off is Bergdorf. I do not like this one. The beat is generic and boring, and Lone just sounds bored on the song, and he's not bringing any energy at all. And that's kind of the same thing with 3 My Gang. I feel like Lone brings a little bit of energy, but the beat is very generic, and it's just pretty average. And then we go to Venomous Coat, which I think the beat is out of this world, and he finally brings some energy on the song, and I feel like this song is probably one of the best tracks on the whole album, and just definitely a really good one. He's actually bringing energy, and it kind of just works and kind of doing some of his stuff that he does on some of his better songs. Next up, we got No Stylist. I feel like the beat on this one is good again, and he brings, good energy. The sounds are kind of, out of this world again, but Lone, he flows over the beat so well, and then the 808s kind of hit when he's, dropping the thing. It all kind of just works well together. Everything is flowing and, works well. Then we got Fake. And I think this one's pretty good, and it kind of stops in the middle to let Lone do his thing. And the beat is I feel like it's a little bit similar to an Autumn Antagonist beat, with the, I don't know, the really abrasive like a saw sound. I don't know how to explain those sounds, but it kind of sounds like that. But I feel like the energy is a little bit lower than some of the other songs, but it definitely is still a solid song. And these 3 songs I think probably are the best three run track in the whole album, because I feel like it's pretty bad. Soren, I feel like the Underworld beat is a little bit underwhelming, and he doesn't bring that much energy onto the song, and he just kind of sounds nonchalant, and just putting in a track or recording a track just to record it, not because he actually wants to. He just he kind of just sounds nonchalant is what I'm saying. Next up, we got Turn It Up. I feel like the beat is nice, and there's some energy. He kind of turns it up as the song goes on. He kind of starts off slow, but then it turns off, and it kind of takes an average song into a pretty solid one. But the beat is kind of wasted potential, because I feel like the beat could have there's a sample in there, and I think the sample could have sounded a lot better than it actually does. But it's all right. The beat is still pretty good as it is. Next up, we got Lonely, and the beat has a really interesting ambient sound, but he kind of forces a falsetto where he just goes, it's he tries to hit a high note at the end of each line, and it doesn't really work on the chorus, and I don't know, it just sounds a little weird to me, and just overall kind of ruins the song, even though it kind of does work. Besides that, I don't know, it's kind of an interesting one for me. Next up, we got Pressure, and the song literally is just the most generic. If you put a Destroy Lonely, you put a bunch of Destroy Lonely songs into a AI or something, this is the song they'd put out, because I don't know, it's just literally the most generic and boring song out there. And it's not bad, but it's just generic. The next one is On the Table. This one actually sucks. How long is this song? This song is a 2-minute 34-second song, and this song literally felt like it took 10 minutes to get over with. It becomes the most repetitive and generic and just terrible song, and there's no energy, and he just talking, and then it just goes On the Table, and it's it just keeps on repeating the same stuff, and it's bro, you can stop the song at any time, you don't have to keep going, and he just does. And it's literally the 2 minutes 30 seconds literally sounds it's 8 minutes. It lasts 8 minutes because it's so long and it's boring and it's really bad. And then Swag School, I actually like this one. The beat kind of starts building up to a crescendo, but it kind of never hits that, which I'm not a big fan of. I feel like the beat should have tried to hit more, but I mean it kind of works as well. I like the guitar on it, but I feel like it's kind of wasted without the hit. But either way, it is pretty good because Lone does bring energy on the song, and it does work well. And then next one we have Crystal Castles, which there's kind of like a cool sample on it, and I think the beat, sounds really interesting, and Lone brings some energy on it, which makes it sound pretty good. But it's really nothing special, and I feel like he kind of wastes a little bit of the potential of the beat. But it works well. It still is a pretty solid song. Then we have Dangerous, and I think the beat is interesting, but like Lone is literally just, he's like sleeping on the track. Like, these songs aren't songs that you would sleep to, but it literally sounds like this dude is like clocking into a 9 to 5 and just like, oh, I gotta do work, and he's just like doing it, but like he doesn't want to do it. Like, that's what this whole album sounds like. He's putting in stuff, and it's like some of it's good work, but just a lot of it is just like trash work that he could have done way better on, but he just doesn't try to. He's just trying to get the C grade instead of trying to get an A or a B. He's just phoning it in, really. And then next up we got Make It Stop, which I think has a nice guitar in the background, but Lone just kind of sounds bored on the song. And at this point in the album, this is song 15, I kind of got bored of this, and I was kind of just like zoning out. And then we go to On the Floor. I feel like this one is, it's all right, but the energy is just like both energy from the beat and Lone. They just, sound bored, which is a very common thing with this whole album. And then we got Pass Around. The beat is pretty generic, but Lone actually sounds like he's like interested in the song, but it kind of just, where the song ends, like, I don't know if this was like just a problem with my thing, but it like ends when he's saying pass around. Like, he's starting up a chorus, and the song just randomly ends when he's like in the middle of a word, which is, I don't know, really weird. But I think the song is actually good. Like, he actually brings energy on it. And then On the Way, I feel like the beat has like a weird stretch sample. Like, they like took like a sound bite and then they just stretched it out how long. And Lone brings a little bit of energy, but the song is like 3 minutes 40 seconds, and when like he's not sounding that interested in the song, 3 minutes 40 seconds is way too long for this. But then finally we have Veteran, which is probably one of the best songs on the whole album. Both Ken and Lone are they really are like bringing their energy to this. And I don't know, I just feel like Lone could have maybe done with a couple more features, because I feel like he by himself just got bored of the album after a while, and I don't know. But yeah, him and Ken on that one sound really good. I think that's one of the best tracks on the whole album, which is weird because I feel like both Ken and Lone's album both are pretty disappointing to me, but both of their tracks with each other, they actually like went hard on them and like did good, and just everything else didn't really work as well. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this album. I think it was very disappointing. But there still are flashes of potential, and I think Lone still is a little bit better than Ken, but I think Ken's album this time was a little bit better. I don't know. This just sounded like he was just, working a 9 to 5, and he was just like, yo, I have to put this out there, and he needed to put this out there because of his label, not because he actually like wanted to make an album. Because I feel like there's so many better songs that he has that are leaked, and I think some of these songs have already been leaked. Like, he could have put like Hold My Hand, or like, I don't know, Suicide Mission. He could have gone in that more like rock style, I guess, is like Suicide Mission. I don't know. Either way, I feel like this just wasted potential by Lone, but there are, like some flashes of potential. So I'm going to say this one is a 4. It's not very good, but it's not terrible.